react like that. Like we can get a full range of motion. Welcome to Hack the Body, Hack the Mind. Drive up and 5 kg. Right team, my name's Charlie. I'm going to show you how to use a chest press machine and how to kind of get your chest to engage as we do this. Going to talk you through the setup and the best way to set this machine up. Not just this machine, but any chest press machine that we go to, and the things that we want to think about when we actually train our chest and when we kind of use any machines or train any muscle, to be honest with you. Now, one of the things that I see a lot of people doing with chest press stuff is they set the seat up like way too low, meaning their elbows come up way too high. The thing about training your chest is we want to make sure that we actually train it from origin to insertion. Basically, that's a fancy way of saying our chest attaches to like our ribs here, so the middle part of our ribs here, our sternum, and it attaches somewhere here in our arm, okay? Now your job of your pec is this movement here, is to kind of bring your arm across your body. If that's a pressing motion, that's this position here. Now, when we do kind of press, we do anything like this, something converging is a really good option because that will probably train your chest the best. Converging basically means going from out to in. Dumbbells are converging, this machine's converging, and that's purely because on a barbell as we're pressing up, my hands here, my chest, which we're trying to take from a lengthened position all the way to its most shortened position. That's kind of what we want to do with any muscle, is go from like lengthened to shortened. We want to make sure that we can get that fully shortened. So barbells, really good for training your chest because you can load it more. Machines, dumbbells that converge, really good for training your chest because you'll get more of a squeeze, you'll probably get more connection to your chest. You could probably put a lot more volume through it, especially on machines. So as you set yourself up, again, make sure your seat height isn't down here. If I'm down here and my hands are up here, as I'm pressing, I'm almost coming up and over. So as I'm pressing here, it kind of looks awkward. My shoulders are like up in my back. My elbows are quite out wide, quite far. And I'm almost coming like a butterfly motion, like over like that. So that's some of the things I see quite a lot of when people do chest, is people go like up and over. I want you to actually think about scooping like up and under. So as we're pressing, we're not coming over, because if we're going into this position, like, I don't even know what's working here, but it's definitely not your chest. Like, I can move this around quite a lot. But as soon as I come in here, I come bicep close to my like pec, close to my ribs, close to my chest. That's where we're gonna start to build our chest and start to like really utilize our chest. So as you set yourself up, probably bring it up to a height where like it sits kind of just where your rib cage meets, because every time we press, we kind of wanna be from this position, from like where our rib cage meets. So if you follow your ribs up, that's kind of where it meets the lower part of your sternum. That's kind of where we want this to be in line with. So as we're pressing, we can get our body and our arms in this arrow formation. So this formation here is where we want to be. We don't want to be up here, we want to be here. Reason is because we can lift our chest up, get our shoulders back and down. So as we go through any chest press movement, some back movements as well, and we'll get to that, we want to be able to raise our chest up. So really kind of fill your lungs up with air, expand your rib cage. So we want to be here when we press, yeah? So as we get into position, first thing I do to set myself up on this is make sure my hands are equal. Sit my thumbs out, make sure I'm equal on this, okay? Now, I won't necessarily take a full grip. I like to go what we call like a suicide grip, where my thumbs kind of fold over. It just feels way more natural and I can really drive through my palms. And that's one of the things we want to be focusing on, driving through our palms. So as we set ourselves up, fill my lungs, raise my chest up, over-exaggerate the arch in my lower back. Here. Now from here, I'm going to drive through my palms, keeping my big chest up, so keeping my ribs flared up. There. Keeping that there. Drive forward. Control, control, control. Really try and like collect the weight. Really like control it on the way down. And I'm almost driving forward and driving up. So as I come back, what I'm not doing is allowing my body collapse down. So that's what a lot of people do, they allow it to collapse down. I'm keeping a big chest, and as I drive through, I'm here. Come back, drive through. I'm trying to think of stick my bicep to my chest, keep that big chest up, shoulders back and down, arch my lower back. I almost collect it, so allow my head to come forward. and you can almost throw yourself back into the bench. So I'm not throwing myself, it's controlled with my chest. As I press forward, my ribs are flared up, keeping it tall. Press back into the bench. Now, again, make sure your hands are equal. Make sure it's set up at a height where it's not gonna hurt you because your elbows are up here and you're gonna like jam your shoulder up. We wanna be in a position that when we press it, we actually press through our palms. We press in a way we're in an arrow formation, we can get our chest to work as well as possible. This one actually moves back and forwards. So the one thing about that is just like, if you have poor shoulder mobility or you're quite a more deeper person, you have some depth to your rib cage, like you may want to bring this forward. Like you may not want it to be all the way back here because you've got to get in a quite compromised position sometimes, especially as the weight goes heavier. I just like this because it loads me in a proper lengthened position. And that's kind of the reason, like I said earlier, that's the reason we train our muscles the way we do, is because we want to go from a lengthened to a shortened. And that's basically the control that we want to be doing it under as well. I think 2 seconds down, 2 seconds up. And at the end of each movement, do like a mini micro pause. So as we get to the end, we kind of want to be in this like control, it's the end, squeeze, control back. Where is that point that I'm trying to get to? And like, I'll show you that. I'll show you that in a minute on like different ways that you can do that. But you want to just make sure we kind of press out. And as we're collecting this, we get to where's the stretch position? There it is, press again. Where's that stretch position? There it is, press again. Those little things will kind of give you a good control under it and really trying to connect to your chest. As we kind of go through this lengthened stretch position, feel the stretch, press through, big squeeze. That's the things we're trying to think about as we go through this movement. So again, just make sure your seat's at the right height. Don't go too wide. It all kind of depends on how long your upper arm is and how wide you're gonna go and how wide you are shoulders wise. But you can just make sure you're in an arrow formation, shoulders are back and down, ribs are flared out, driving through our palms as we go through this machine. Right, thank you so much for watching, team. My name's Charlie, this is Hack the Body, Hack the Mind. We're gonna go through loads of different machines over the next couple of months. You'll be seeing a lot more tutorial videos from me, just to kind of explain little ways to get more out of your training when it comes to how you do movements and why we do them the way we do them. But if you did enjoy that, kind of stick around, watch some more. Hopefully that helps you train your chest a little bit better. But thank you so much for watching. We will see you